Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have another book review for you today, and this is The Jigsaw Man by Nadine Matheson. Now, if you were to look up the blurb of this book, it will say debut novelist. We're going to amend that to say debut mystery novelist or crime novelist, because she did have one previous title. So I just want to say that, because sometimes when I read a blurb, it doesn't quite match up to whatever I've researched. Nonetheless, The Jigsaw Man is, to me, a 5-star read. Now, I'll tell you a little, well, obviously I'm going to tell you a little bit about the book, because why else would I be here? Looks like I got too much oil on my face after my shower. Anyhow, in this book, we have Detective Inspector Angelica Henley. Now, she's a woman of color, so one of the things that happens in this book is she deals with a little bit of feminism, but a lot of racism, okay? Because not only is she a black officer, but she's a detective inspector, which is a pretty significant position. So I just want to bring that out, because this book was I got this book mid-February during Black History Month. However, the book won't itself release until March 16th, which is when the book review will go up. So I wanted to try to read some books, whether they were BIPOC authors or characters. And so I was able to read one that had both an author and the primary character. Anyway, about the story itself. Angelica gets the case of of a murder. I'm sorry, my cat just is walking underneath the tripod, back and forth, back and forth. Anyway, she is dealing with a murder. I'm sorry, go with Milo. She's dealing with a murder, and there's a signature to this murder, and I will tell you, it's very intense, a level of gruesomeness that I'm not quite comfortable with. But in this signature of the dead body she finds, right away it mimics previous murders that were given, that the murderer who is now in prison, his name is Peter Oliver. He was called the Jigsaw Killer. Well, the murder that just took place has all the elements of those murders. So if Peter Oliver is in prison, does this mean that there's a copycat killer? Okay, so that is the premise of this book. Now, Angelica has the unenviable task of visiting Oliver in prison. And he is the creepiest of guys. And not only is he creepy to her, but she has a new wet behind the ears partner that she's really not happy to be partnered with. And Oliver is so I want to use the word intense, but that's not the word. He's so perceptive that he gets right in between her professional relationship with this new cop. So the visits to the prison are very, very, very stressful, to say the least. So that's one aspect of Angelica's working on the case and talking to Oliver. The other aspect of the case is he wears his title as the Jigsaw Killer with great pride. And now there's a copycat? So he's angered beyond belief. How dare somebody try to mimic me? I'm the guy. There's nobody as good as I am. So what happens with Oliver takes probably 40 to 50% of the rest of the story. But that's so deep into the book that I can't really tell you what happens, because it would be a huge spoiler, and I try to never do that in my book reviews. Now, the deeper that Angelica gets in this case, in interviewing people and looking up clues and finding more than one dead body with the same signature, the closer she herself becomes to danger. But she's completely unaware of the source of the reason behind the murders and the ultimate goal, and of course the person committing the murders. And there's something else that I wanted to mention about Angelica when it comes to the motive and discovering clues as to who the killer is. Oh, I know what I'm going to say. The killer has a voice in the story, and when a killer in a novel has a voice in the story, then the story kind of becomes the kind of book you don't want to read late at night. I just wanted to mention that. There's obviously a lot of twists and turns, and I kind of overuse that phrase in my reviews. But the twists and the turns, the plot, the grittiness, it all worked together, and it was a really intriguing book, a really shocking revelation as to who the killer was. Just very, very shocking. And it was very dark at points and very disturbing at points, but I'm still giving it 5 stars because it was a job well done by the author Nadine Matheson. So that is The Jigsaw Man. I think I might have said The Jigsaw Killer at first. If I did, please forgive me. But in any event, the book cover will have been up on the screen. And I didn't. I've been reviewing Bookature books, so I'm just going to go back a second to tell you who the publisher is. Oh, this is a Harlequin trade publication, so which is really interesting because I think when most people think of Harlequin, they think of romance, but this is a Harlequin book, so it's general fiction, mystery thriller. It, like I said, we released on March 16th, so that's when this review will go up on this channel. The date on my blog depends on whatever date my blog tour is, but that's The Jigsaw Man. The link will be in the description below, and if you buy the book as an Amazon affiliate, yada yada yada, it's in the description below. All right, that's it. I want to thank you, and of course this is Milo, and he thanks you too. Say bye.